Really came out of the gates hot and did an excellent job with their preparation. And being an assistant at Nebraska for the last 2 years when Coach Grove started, was very familiar with these guys. They've had to overcome a lot of obstacles, with some injuries and whatnot, and they've done a good job getting everybody on the same page. Disappointed with what we did with some things, in particular in the first half. I thought we bounced back and gave ourselves a chance to win. Down the stretch, I think we had it to 6, and Trey Norris, our point guard, stole it. It was coming in kind of for an uncontested layup, and he kind of cut off. I think it was Hill, and then coming in for the layup, and he just kind of fumbled it and went out of bounds. We missed the golden opportunity there, but got to give them credit. It's tough to win on the road. It's tough to win against a Big Ten team, and we just dug too big of a hole in that first half. With that, open it up.
Did anybody score this much against you like Hill was?
Not this year. He played a heck of a game, and he's a very good player. I told the TV guy last night in an interview, I had their scout 2 years ago, so he was a freshman, and Nunn was a freshman, and, haven't really seen him play a whole lot in terms of prepping for him, and the expansion in their game, their growth in their game has been tremendous. And Hill's just he plays with such, he's got great feel, but he's just so steady, he just doesn't make many mistakes. And back then he was an all left-hand drive guy. Now he's still probably a little better to his left, but he can go either way, as witnessed by the N1 tonight, and he's just really stroking it, He's shooting 31% on the year, but boy, he was in a groove tonight. And we told our guys, like, when you're the Summit League is the 8th best league in the country right now, according to the RPI. But that's a big difference between a Big Ten team in the Big Ten Conference. And when you go against a good team that's probably a little more athletic than you, certainly bigger than you, you just can't let guys get going or teams get going, because it's like anything, they get confidence. And he comes out right out of the gate and drills a 3, and he felt good about himself, And but for him to have 34, it goes 10 for 11 at the line, 11 boards and 5 assists. I don't think he had an assist in the second half, so we did something right. But it just speaks volumes to him. He's so poised. It's easy to see on tape. He appears to be the guy that everybody looks to. Just what a quiet confidence. He's a fun guy to watch, and he sure kicked our, what.
Can you talk about what you did and what Illinois did when you got back in the game on the offensive end and defensive end? What was it?
Well, the aggressor always wins. And I felt like, we were just really tentative early on, and you could see it. And we figured they would switch a ton of stuff, and we're used to that. We see that all the time. And, you come off a double overtime, emotional win, the way it happened, win in the last second, make basically the last second shot. But I thought, we got a tough group of kids. We got a resilient group. We understand playing on the road. We beating Minnesota at Minnesota to stop their 47-game non-conference winning streak. So we understand how to do that. But we just looked super tentative. We were not on attack. They certainly were on attack. And when you're on the road and you got the crowd and it's loud in there, But then we kind of got back into it, right? We went the zone, kind of got them standing around a little bit, and I believe we cut it all the way down to, was it 7 or 6 in the first half? And then, then we just kind of lose our minds a little bit, and they extend it to 19. And you allow a team to shoot 60% in a half, you're not going to win many games. And they go 9 for 15 from the 3. And one of our things, we don't turn it over. We're going into tonight's game, I think we're 25th in the country in assists. But we turned it over 4 times before the first media timeout. The first 4 minutes. Now the rest of the game, we only turn it over 6 times. But that's kind of our mantra, We don't actually, we go 6 for 13 from the line, miss 2 front ends in the first half. Those are kind of momentum breakers. And so, but then the second half, we just told our guys, like, listen, there's no 19-point play. We're not getting 19 points back in 3 possessions, right? And we got to chop wood. I grew up in South Canada, so people cut wood. And you can't cut down a tree in one big boom, right? You just got to keep banging and keep banging. And we told our guys, let's get it to 10 or 12 with 10 or 12 to play, and we did. And then we said, now we got to cut that to 6 with 5 to play. And we pretty much did. And then just give yourselves a chance. And we did, but then, Hill just drills a monster 3 to jump it up to 9. But then we stuck a 3 to bring it right back to 6, and they made their free throws down the stretch. And they're a good team. They got a lot of young guys. They're starting to figure some things out. They've won 4 in a row now. And so, but we gotta execute our game plan, execute our scouting report, in particular, and we just didn't do that in the first half whatsoever. But they made us pay, and players make you play. Good players do.
You guys hit 11 of 27 from 3. It's been a big problem for Illinois defending the 3 this year. Is there something that did you game plan, feel that you could get some looks there, or did you see something that they're not doing?
They protect inside out, certainly. They do a great job of raiding the ball, and we told our guys that. In other words, they cut out driving lines, and sometimes they'll give up some of that. And, I've watched almost all their games, and it's the same thing. Notre Dame, I think they're up 10, and then just come out, firing away. And it's such a fine line. There was nothing that we really game plan for in terms of saying, guys, I thought we shot way too many threes in the first half, and that was part of our problem, is we didn't get any really easy ones. Whereas in the second half, we got downhill a little bit more. We were attacking more. We got some easy ones at the rim, And so I'm not sure if it was anything game plan wise that way. I just felt like we do a good job of attacking most teams, and they got us standing around in the first half.
Any other questions for Coach? Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys. Happy holidays.
Safe